Hey everyone, this is Chelsea. What's up? What's good with Vividglowtarot coming at you all with another Zodiac tarot card reading for the month of January. It'll be January because I didn't make it through all Zodiac signs in December, but no worries. You're still getting a Zodiac reading for the current energy for the month of January. Happy New Year's, and let's see. This Zodiac reading is actually going to be for my Tauruses out there. Again, Taurus monthly January tarot reading for 2026. And let's just jump right into it, you guys. So first, starting off, I'm going to do the Astro Dice reading. And you guys actually got, initially you guys got, we have South Node here, but it first was Saturn. Okay, so I'm going to give you the reading for Saturn in Aquarius in the second house. Aquarius is air energy, which represents communication, our intellect, our mental thinking, receiving truth, clarity, things of that matter. But the actual meaning with Saturn in Aquarius in the second house signifies a life path focused on building tangible security through innovative, disciplined, and long-term efforts, okay? Saturn Aquarius potentially is like facing early scarcity, but achieving like stable wealth later. And it's really highly linked to values, self-worth, and unique, serious approaches to like personal values and resources, transforming like potential limitations, limited belief systems into like deep self-reliance and wisdom about earning and valuing things, right? Now back to the South Node, okay? South Node in Aquarius. Well, first, the South Node in general represents the familiar past life baggage, or it can represent inherited gifts or qualities you have already mastered. So it can also point to unreflective habits or areas where you tend to fall back on old patterns out of comfort or ease. But rolling this may suggest an area where you need to like release these outdated behaviors and let go of something from your past, or let go of the past, or use your existing talents to support your North Node journey, which is moving forward, what's for you in the future, because you're still kind of stuck on something from the past, right? Now, South Node in Aquarius in the second house signifies a past like comfort zone again, with unconventional values, intellectual freedom, and perhaps like detachment from material security. So this could be leading you to like a current life lesson, or you learning to build sustainable, tangible worth, right? Through unique contributions. Very deep, but rather than relying solely on like radical individualism or being an outsider, so to say, you're ultimately in the month of January going to be balancing community connection with personal resource development. And it also kind of signifies still that you've mastered being different here. And now you kind of like need to learn to ground your ideas into the real world and your values and self-worth, or your value and self-worth as well. Okay. All right, so that is what I got for the Astro Dice for my Tauruses out there. I'm just gonna move these to the side over here. Okay, so next we're going to actually be doing the Oracle card portion, although the first card is a tarot card from the Modern Witch tarot card deck. This is just kind of like the overall energy that the Oracle cards will also kind of like represent and dig and dive a little deeper within depth of the energy for the month of January. And then after we go over these, I will be pulling from the tarot card deck to get a little bit more in depth within like advice or any challenges, and then the overall outcome for you guys, okay? And then I almost forgot before I brought that up. First, actually, before we do the Oracle cards, I like to shuffle my homemade tarot card deck that is made out of flashcards that I just, kind of randomly put things and wrote things down on about. So just shuffle and see what cards come out. This can also kind of give us a little bit more clarity within more like specific clarity and confirmation that this is resonating and this reading is for you guys, okay? Taurus, for the month of January. Yeah, I was kind of picking that up. Not many of you, but some of you guys that come across this video may be dealing with relationships in general, partnerships, or community, but it could also represent love as well. Alright, so because we do have love messages, which that's all it says, is love messages. So you may be receiving love messages with someone. This is so crazy. We have ego, excuse me, with prideful, thought they wouldn't get caught. We have transmute, and it says converting one form or energy into another and being more useful, using energy in a more useful way, or doing this in a more useful way. It can also represent a different form or energy, which can help you tap into more of your potential, which that was kind of mentioned somewhat with the Astro Dice, if you, I do recall. Kind of, you may be, like transmuting new energy, moving into your North Node by accomplishing already the wisdom and the lessons of what you've learned from your past and transmuting this into your future. Very interesting. We have karmic soulmate. Okay, so that's interesting because we have love messages, karmic soulmate. You may be dealing with the karmic right now. It says someone you're connected to from a past life who you meet again in this lifetime to resolve unfinished issues or to learn life lessons. So you may be closing this out and transmuting this into, your future for the month of January. We have tempting offer at a high price. That's interesting. And then we have toxic masculinity, pride, ego again. Oh my goodness. And it says lurking, obsessed, dangers are avoided, helping your work, using as a pawn, playing victim, believing their own lies, can't see how others perceive them, creating endings and losses without you being aware, have the courage to walk your path alone to find out who you are. So maybe needing to release this karmic and transmute so that you can find out who you are. Or I feel you've crossed paths with this karmic to rediscover who you were in your past life. Again, from that wisdom, from the Astro Dice, right? And taking those lessons from your past, and transmuting and integrating this, and completely healing this and transmuting it into your future, but in a more positive, successful way. I hope that makes sense for you guys. Okay, so we're gonna leave those there. All right, now the Modern Witch Tarot card deck, right? So we have the Hierophant. And this is very interesting that this card came out for you guys, because so the number for this card is 5. It's a major arcana, and the zodiac sign associated with this card is actually Taurus. So it's representing tradition, spiritual guidance, institutions, and established belief systems, much like a pope or a high priest figure. So you may be a high priestess from your past life, is what I'm picking up. I feel like you're a high priestess, right? You have lots of knowledge, lots of wisdom, and I feel like you're kind of learning this, and it's all kind of like coming together for you. I feel you're just trying to transmute this energy and learning how to cultivate this, co-create this into the present for the month of January. Okay. Taurus, again, you guys are my earth signs, and key themes of that would be mentorship, tradition, conformity, spiritual authority, conventional values, organized religion, and higher learning, right? Higher knowledge. But this card is representing like the overall energy here for you guys, right? So for the month, for this like monthly energy here for January, the Hierophant suggests like a focus on structure, tradition, and belief systems. And then the overall energy would be like encourages in the month of January of like learning, also yourself, and seeking wise counsel, or people may be learning and seeking counsel from you, or also like using proven methods rather than taking risks here, because I do feel also in the past life you were someone of like a rebel. I do feel that energy for the month of January is going to be stable and structured, and encouraging that conformity, right? And a more like a tried and true approach to life. So also guidance and mentorships here. This is an excellent month to seek advice from a trusted mentor, a teacher, or a spiritual leader as well. You may also find yourself stepping into a teaching or leadership role yourself, right? Sharing your wisdom with others also. And then like tradition and institutions, right? So the energy favors established institutions, group activities, and conventional methods here. So this may involve like participation in formal education or a wedding or religious ceremonies, or adhering to the rules or social norms will likely lead like to success and peace of mind for you guys in the month of January. Again, with values and beliefs, it calls for like checking in with your moral compass here, right? And ensuring your actions align with your core values, because it's a time for like solidifying your beliefs and finding security in a strong foundation as well for you guys, my Tauruses, in the month of January. And patience and persistence, because the Hierophant is associated with grounded Taurus energy, so that's suggesting that patience and persistence and following like established paths will pay off in the long term, right? All right. So we're just going to keep that up there, and we're going to move to we're going to move. Actually, I'm going to move this down here for a second. We'll move that down here. This is the Power of Surrender Oracle cards. Okay, to see what you need to surrender. And you actually got two cards. And it says surrender to complete healing. Again, there's some kind of like past life limited belief systems and limitations you're still kind of like working through, or have just recently like dealt with, and are closing out the cycle within healing that. But it says open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. I'm gonna put this over here with love. Again, even over here it says walk your path alone to find out where you are, who you are. Right? So loving yourself again, and respecting your values, your worth, your beliefs and everything. But next we had surrender to wonder and awe. It says, open the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. And I just really do love, also, here, like, these two people down here is wearing red and blue. We have red and blue, and then she's wearing a reddish orangish dress as well. And so, yeah, like, stepping into your full power, you know, so, and like, having the courage, again, to walk alone and surrender into the wonder and all of it, right? People may be coming at you too with tempting offers at a high price, that you'll have to kind of like, let's pause. I'm going to pause on what, I'm not quite sure yet. Let's see. We have card number 31, Dry Desert. Okay. I'm going to read this card from the guidebook. All right. It says, dig deep for inspiration and truth. Now is the time to become resilient and adaptable. Is your life presenting you with opportunities that seem to yield nothing? Have your ideas dried up? Does it feel like you're on an endless journey through a dry, hot, lifeless desert? This card reminds you that there are times when you're meant to become resilient as you journey through harsher circumstances. You're being required to conserve your energy until after consistent effort you reach the oasis you're searching for. Consider the creatures that live in these conditions. They have adapted to thrive in spite of the outer environment. In a desert, water essential for life can be found deep underground. Go deep within yourself now. Find your truth there. Let spirit sustain you while you locate the real source. Whatever it is you're asking about will not be found in the conditions you're in until you move past the surface of things and choose to do the real work and discover the answers deep within you. This may not seem like the most productive time, but looks are deceiving. This is the most important place to find what's truly right for you. Interesting. All right. So now I'm very intrigued to jump into the tarot card messages for you guys. And look at this. I just split the deck. Looky there, the Hierophant card. Let's see. Spirit ancestors, spirit guides, archangels, loved ones, from positive love and light and energy only. What messages would you like for my Tauruses to receive for the month of January? Okay. Yeah. So hearts, love again. I'm kind of picking up fiery energy. We have the Page of Wands, lots of orangey, like, looks like desert sand here. Okay, let's see. So swords energy again. It represents, so the Three of Swords overall represents heartbreak, suffering, and grief. Swords energy is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Zodiac's air element sign, which can signify, communication, the truth, clarity, receiving answers, messages. It can also talk about our mental state, the way we think. It could represent knowledge again, receiving some kind of information. it talks about communication as well, but it also can talk about betrayal, deception, things of that matter. Um, it kind of depicts a message of rejection, betrayal, hurt, and discouragement. So, in moments like this, it talks about being served by the mind. If you could think logically about it and prepare for the experience, the impact of the pain may be minimized, but I don't feel this is what happened. Um, I feel like you're causing pain and creating suffering upon yourself or someone you're dealing with is. Um, yeah, but yeah, that's what the Three of Swords represents, you guys. I do feel since it's over here on the left side, it's leaning more towards like the past, right? Complete healing from some kind of heartbreak within love, a karmic soulmate, and transmuting this, right? So, with that being said, um, let's move forward with the Page of Wands because he is looking forward to. Sorry. I'm just kind of trying to pick up the energies here. I mean, it's just so wild as I said that, and then I move over here, and he's looking like the other way, like looking away from this, right? Um, so, Wands energy is fire, element sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But the upright meaning for this card would mean like adventure, excitement, fresh ideas, cheerfulness, energetic, fearless, and extroverted. So you may be a little bit more open and you know, more open to communicating or connecting with others in groups of people. Um, it's a symbol of transformation as well. So that's interesting that we have transmute here from bad to good. So it's a sign of transformation from something bad to good. That's so wild. So this is definitely a desert in the background. And it kind of represents that, like, this person on the card is living in a world that has not bared fruit, or like his ideas are still hypothetical, right? However, if he was to choose to use them and undertake this journey, his purity of the heart could lead him to find like better fortunes, right? So again, like believing in yourself, surrender to wonder and awe of the journey that you may have to take alone, you know, to find out who you are. Um, I feel that, especially with this card, this one, the page, it indicates also like the excitement and curiosity for the world. And knowing deep down like what you need to do and having the passion to succeed. But I feel like maybe you guys are having, like, if y'all have had an experience in what it is, or you may have like some fear of the unknown, your ideas are remaining like abstract. So you're needing to kind of like identify new worlds to explore these new opportunities and take advantage of this. And I feel you guys are being gifted by being shown a bigger picture, right? Or will, at least, within like the vision you need to succeed, right? But even still, like with having all this, I feel that you guys have a tendency to like remain dormant or get easily distracted with one idea after the other. And so you need to like learn to control this. It might be that like you kind of like reject opportunities that could advance you from self-doubt, fear, things of, from your past that you may still be healing or completing at this time within healing, right? Okay, so I hope that made sense. I'm so sorry, guys. I feel like, I don't know. Is there any advice or support or clarity within this? Like, any advice? Okay. Okay. So, we have the Devil card and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 7 of Wands. So the Devil is actually connected to the Saturn energy we had over here. The Zodiac for this card actually is Capricorn, which is connected to Saturn, Earth element sign. This card talks about, oppression, addiction, obsession, dependency, powerlessness, and limitations, okay? Getting the Devil card, right, shows that you possibly have feelings of entrapment here or emptiness and a lack of fulfillment in your life. It also means that you're like a slave, maybe, or feel chained to some kind of like materialism, no matter like how hard you try, right? You just can't like seem to like shake the feeling of wanting to indulge or have some kind of like luxurious living style or facade or mask here that your life is like this. I feel, my Tauruses, I'm so sorry, this is like really deep, but you definitely feel enslaved or chained to something, okay? And again, I feel it's really connected to something in regards to your past of some kind of heartbreak or betrayal and deceit. It can talk about, addiction to substances or material pleasures. And it's causing you to feel powerless and trapped, right? Maybe even like unable to control your impulses or willpower to direct yourself towards something other than the satisfaction of the desires, right? Of these bad desires, toxic, negative desires, okay? It could also talk about, bad financial habits, feeling trapped in a job, lust, selfish disregard for lovers' feelings, or this may be what you feel you can't release and let go of, and having this fear moving forward holding you back because you're scared this may happen again or fearful that this may happen again. But I do feel communication right now is important as well. Make sure you're not hurting others as well or giving them the wrong impression when you do certain things. make sure to like avoid pressuring others. Codependency also. Okay. So let's move on to the Seven of Wands. So, Seven of Wands, again, as I mentioned previously, Wands energy is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire element sign. So normally, like, sorry, I'm just trying to read the energy of the card for you guys. I feel, so like if this was upright, it's someone someone that feels like they have to defend or guard or protect something. Kind of being, you know, like, defensive or having to fight for something that's yours or fight for something that you feel that might be trying to be taken away from you. You know, having to protect something. But with it being in reversed, right, it could talk about feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, or defeated. Loss of like the will to fight or defend your position, leading to like retreat yourself or giving up or feeling like everyone's against you at this time in the month of January. But it can also suggest like insecurity, paranoia, or need to surrender control. Again, we have like codependency, so this could be another form. You could have like something you need to release some control. You know what I mean? Like surrender to the wonder and awe. And it kind of it talks about too, like you needing to seek maybe like collaboration or communicate openly to other people, or realize like you don't have to face challenges alone, and letting go of the struggle, right? But again, the overall energy here for this card talks about giving up or like, you know, getting burnt out. You might be tired of like the constant battle and want to surrender or retreat from some sort of like conflict. Okay. It also can talk about a lack of courage and self-doubt. Being very like overwhelmed and insecure, like you're in and over your head. Withdrawal, anxiety in a sense, you know. But again, it does talk about collaboration needed. It's time to like stop fighting solo and instead ask for help maybe, or open up to new perspectives. And it also talks about having weak boundaries, you guys, like letting others push you around or failing to assert yourself effectively. So I would definitely, you know, have some questions to ask yourself, like, am I giving it up too soon on something important? Am I feeling overwhelmed by pressures or conflicts? Do I need to collaborate or seek support instead of facing this alone? Even though, like, we do have here the courage to walk your path alone. This is something you may be having anxiety about. And, like, is my fear or insecurity preventing me from standing up for myself, in a sense? Or when is it time to fight and when is it time to let go, right? Yeah. For sure. Definitely some kind of codependency here going on. FYI. So let's just get one more card to end this reading for my Tauruses. What's the overall outcome? Most likely overall outcome, Spirit. What's the overall outcome for the month of January for my Tauruses? What's the overall outcome? Okay, yeah. So I do feel that you're going to be walking away from this. Or you will be leaving something behind, right? To kind of like discover your so like okay, so as I said, I feel that you will walk away from this that's holding you back, and that you will walk the other way towards having the courage to walk your own path alone, to find out who you are, right? Rediscovering yourself again. Again, it talks, the Eight of Cups is water energy. It talks about our emotions, our feelings. It's, the zodiac signs would represent Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And it's walking away for something emotionally unfulfilling to seek a deeper meaning, or representing like a spiritual quest necessary, and inner transformation, as we got the transmute card as well. It's going to lead to growth for sure for the month of January. So this is the overall outcome, right? And it's about leaving what's familiar to you guys, right? That's been holding you back behind for a more authentic path. So that's so crazy how it's like this is the outcome here. But finding your purpose and trusting your intuition, even if like your journey feels difficult or sad. And it talks about like abandonment and letting go, you know, leaving behind people, situations, or beliefs that's no longer serving you for your highest good. It can also, within like your spiritual journey, call to like introspection, you know, a search for greater purpose or connection and self-discovery, and releasing like illusions, disillusionment, realizing something once satisfying is now empty. And it's quite a turning point for you guys, my Tauruses. And again, the transformation, it's a necessary departure, like literally a caterpillar leaving its old form to become a butterfly, right? A transformation. Again, it represents walking away, spiritual quest, inner growth, disillusionment, introspection, and yeah. Whatever you've been resisting to change is, I feel, for the overall outcome for my Tauruses in January, is that you're no longer going to resist to this change, and you're not going to let this hold you back no more. Again, releasing toxic, codependent control behaviors in your past, and releasing not setting, you know, boundaries, and knowing your value and your worth. And I feel that you will connect with people as well within some kind of group or community, or you may be looked as a leader or a mentor, or you may communicate and connect with someone that will help you during this time for the month of January. Okay? That's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this brought you guidance, support, clarity, and confirmation with what you may be experiencing or dealing with. If you liked this video, please give a big thumbs up. If you'd like to comment below, let me know that you do. That would be great as well. Please share to allow others the opportunity that would benefit to receiving these messages and guidance within support as well. I'm sending infinite blessings, love, and light. Thanks again so much, and until again, bye.